Hey y'all, I'm Maggie. I'm also really thirsty. Um, so, if you saw last Friday, I did a blog, or a video blog, where I was talking and it's kind of off the cuff, not really planned, didn't have notes, and I'm doing that again today, which is awkward for me because I'm an awkward human, and if you put me in front of a camera, I'm even worse. Um, but I have a few notes because I knew I would forget everything I wanted to say if I didn't have notes. And I wanted to talk today about this subject in a vlog because, number one, it's Monday night, so the Bachelor or Bachelorette premiere is tonight, which I'm really excited about. Hope you are too. I'll be blogging about it tomorrow morning over at letsgostag.com, so go check that out. I'll put a link down below. Where's my hand? Motor control is not working. Okay, so I'll have a link down there. So I thought I'd share an embarrassing dating confession, and it also happens to be the anniversary of this thing, event, saga, whatever. So I'm just gonna say it, and it's kind of embarrassing. A year ago I joined eHarmony. Yeah, that's really embarrassing to say out loud. Oh gosh. But my subscription finally ran out today. Praise the Lord. I'm really excited because it was $200 that I had not meant to spend. It's a long story how it even started, but basically I thought I was going to get a refund. Turned out I couldn't, so that sucked. But I thought, well, I just accidentally spent $200 on an online dating service that I didn't really want, and I'm going to get my money's worth. I'm going to, what am I doing to my hair? I'm going to get some personal growth out of this whole shindig. So I used it once in a while. I would go on. I talked to a few guys. I actually met up with a couple of them, both of whom I Facebook stalked and internet searched and did all that stuff to make sure we had mutual friends, and I was certain that they weren't going to murder me in the backyard, and we met in public and all that. So that was fine. Not the greatest experience overall in terms of the guys, the ones I met in person or the ones that I talked to online, but it was really good overall because it taught me something really important, which was that the reason I hadn't been dating as much before I did online dating wasn't because there weren't enough guys in my town. See, a year ago I was working at Starbucks, living with my parents, working on this blog and personal training stuff in my spare time, and also looking for full-time jobs and grad schools and all kinds of stuff. So I was really busy and not in a place where I was meeting a lot of people. But I thought, like, I'm bored. It would be fun to be dating more. And that's how I ended up through a long, embarrassing series of events on eHarmony. But as I did the online dating thing and made a profile and talked to guys and stuff, I learned things about myself and started applying those insights to the guys I was meeting in real life and the ones I was dating in real life, and that ended up being really, I don't want to say transformative because that sounds like too much, but it was super helpful. And I think as millennials we're getting more and more used to being in our phones or in computer screens all the time, and a lot of our interactions with each other, whether it's friends or coworkers or business partners or people we're dating or people we want to date, happens through technology. And so online dating seems like an easy extension of that, and I guess in a sense it is. And if you're working on an oil rig in Texas, like, maybe you're not going to meet a lot of girls, so go ahead and try online dating. Don't try Tinder, because who knows who's going to pop up in your little geographical circle. It's probably Farmer Bob down the road getting lonely. Yeah, that was weird. Anyway, so online dating, I think, can work for people. It was not something I would do again, but what I learned from it was that it's not necessarily the number of people. Increasing the quantity of people you meet that you may want to date, like through online dating, does not necessarily increase the quality of those people or the quality of your interactions. And the most powerful thing you can do to improve your dating life and date more people or date better people if you're dating losers and douchebags right now is to change the way you're going about it when you meet them in person. So when you meet someone at the gym or in line at the grocery store or at the coffee shop or at work or whatever, if you are confident in who you are and if you are willing to be open, and I mean, whether you're shy or outgoing isn't so much of an issue as your willingness to talk to people. You don't have to talk to, every attractive person you meet. Maybe the big step for you is smiling at someone, like being able to make eye contact and smile. And that can be scary if you're a really shy person, like, oh, they see that you saw them and you smiled, and what if they think you're into them and they're not into you, and that's weird? Well, yeah, that might happen. They might not be into you, or they might not see you, or you might, like, the worst case scenario is always that you end up feeling like a fool and you're embarrassed. And that's just part of life, and it's easy to want to avoid that and hide behind a screen, and I think we do that a lot with texting and stuff, even in people we're dating in real life. But it's not a replacement for social skills. So really working on being able to be open and outgoing and just put yourself out there and let the rejections of people that don't like you or don't call you back or tell you that, they don't actually want to date you, they just want to hook up, and you're not looking for that, like, let that go. Say, hey, that's part of the game, and you're cool. And you'd be really surprised how having that attitude of confidence and certainty in who you are and what you're expecting out of a dating relationship, whether it's one dinner or 1 year, it goes a long way. And when you do that and you're open to other people, even if they're not exactly what you're looking for right off the bat, and if you are willing to let your guard down a little and be a little playful and put yourself out there a little, come what may, whether it's rejection or a date, things change and you start attracting more people, because that kind of that attitude is really attractive, and you start dating more people, and when you date more people, you become more confident in your ability to meet people and to be someone who others are going to want to date or get to know more, and that's a really good shift in perspective to have, because you tend to attract what you put out, if you know what I mean. So if you're putting off this vibe of someone who's shy and reserved and kind of scared of meeting people, probably gonna not attract a lot of folks that you want to date. If you're putting off a desperate vibe, which I hope you're not, because that's sad, but if you are, if you're one of those people who's really clingy right off the bat, first of all, find a hobby. Please find a hobby. You know who you are, find a hobby. But like, people will pick up on that, and you might date people, you might date a lot of people, but they're going to be those who want the same affirmation that you're looking for, where you get your worth from dating folks. And that's really not a good place to be. And I've seen so many friends, I use the term loosely, but I've seen a lot of girls especially do that, and it's just not healthy. So don't do that. Please don't do that. Find a hobby. And then, on the flip side, if you are confident and you're excited to meet new people and talk to them and get to know them a little, and you know who you are and you like yourself, you're going to meet people who also like themselves. They know what they bring to the table, and they know what they want to get out of dating, in terms of like, hey, they're just looking to hook up, or they're looking for a relationship, or they want to get married next month. At least they'll know it, and they're gonna, when you're open about what you expect, they're most likely going to be open about what they expect, and you can make a decision from there. So that's kind of the bottom line of what I learned from all this, was that it starts with you and with what you're doing with the people you meet in real life. So if you don't like how your dating life is going. And I feel like a lot of us millennials have felt that way before, especially as the culture of relationships turns more and more towards hooking up than real dating. Even if you're not looking to settle down anytime soon or anything like that, like dating and being able to go on dates and get to know people and have fun that way, that's great and healthy. And I think if you're not doing it and you're not super involved in like your career or school or something, you're probably thinking, hey, I'd be cool with dating more, like that'd be fun. So if you're in that spot, I would suggest before you consider online dating or Tinder or whatever, that you consider looking at yourself, seeing what you're doing and how you're interacting with people and who you are and what you're putting out. And if it's not attracting the kind of people you want to attract and you're not dating as many people or the kind of people you'd like to date, then think about changing that, being a little more open, being a little more confident, considering what you really want out of life and out of dating in general or a relationship or whatever, and who you are. And when you're confident in that, be willing to put that out there and be okay with it. Be proud of who you are, and let that confidence and that certainty in who you are be a filter. Those who are cool with it and think you're fabulous are going to be the ones that rise to the top, and those that don't are going to sink to the bottom, and they'll go on their way and find someone that's a better suited match for them. So obviously, I'm definitely not a dating expert. I'm not Chris Harrison. I'm not on The Bachelorette or anything, so I don't have any other advice for you besides an embarrassing story about me and $200 spent on eHarmony that I still wish I could get back, but got good lessons, so I figured I may as well share them with y'all. So I hope that you'll take those lessons to heart. Let me know about your online dating horror stories or in-person dating horror stories in the comments below. Like the time I asked a guy on a first date in the space of an hour whether he had Asperger's and then whether he had herpes. Both those questions were serious. It was actually, yeah, anyway, it ended, which was for the better, but it was a very embarrassing hour of my life. So please share your horror stories and dating faux pas down below so that I don't feel like such a weirdo and we can all laugh at ourselves together. And then I also hope you'll tune in tonight for The Bachelorette. It's on ABC, obviously, and then come check out the recap and commentary that I'll have over on the blog at letsgostag.com tomorrow. If you don't have a Let's Go Stag shirt yet, you should, so go check out the shop over at Let's Go Stag. In the meantime, I'll see you back here on my blog on Wednesday, and I'll be writing then, so I'm not super awkward like this. Alright, if you watched this long, bless your heart, you're it all. Thank you for letting me share all my not necessarily that wise insight and embarrass myself in front of y'all. Alright, take it easy.